Oh, hey guys, how's everybody? Hope you're well. Hope some of you guys ain't tired of seeing Mustang videos. Sorry, it's all that I've got going on. Waiting on parts to get into saw projects, but this is something that had to be done. First off, I'd found something out last night that was sad. My buddy that I'd bought this car off of, that had originally owned it, he bought it like when we were like right out of high school, like 18, 19 years old. Then his brother had ended up with it for a while, but I'd heard he'd passed away like 2 weeks ago. Kind of got to me. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here where I'm at. His first wife introduced me to my wife like over 20 years ago. You know, one of them deals, we'd known each other since grade school. Hadn't talked to him in a few years. He got with a crowd that, you know, you guys know how it is. I just didn't care for the crowd he was dealing with, and drugs had got the better of him. Some prescribed by doctors and some not, but don't know what the story was. Obituary said he died in the hospital. No funeral service or nothing. Kind of sad, kind of bothered me a little, but anyway, rest in peace, Scooter. Anyway, that's what we called them, was Scooters, what everyone knew him by. But to the car, I'd shown just a little short spraying this hood. Didn't really get no bad feedback. The same fellow will comment, and I guess you follow the channel, I appreciate that, on anything I paint. Gave advice that I should start spraying off of the panel. Well, man, what you didn't see was this hood was against this door. The only place I really had to set it, and I'd already painted the back half of the hood. When I started that video, I was dragging the paint down, which is how you should do it. You should drag the wet, or chase the wet, whatever. As far as overlaps, when I'm spraying a primer or a sealer, which is what that is, it's an epoxy sealer, I choke it up less than a 50% overlap, lay it thick. If I'm spraying paint, yeah, 50% overlap, unless, like you said, if I'm up on the top and somewhere low like this, and I'm up close and I'm shooting and moving fast, it's a little less of an overlap than that. But and then someone mentioned that I wasn't wearing a mask. Well, man, I was standing outside. I still get you. These chemicals are dangerous. You should always use PPE. HVLP gun, as you can see, it had very little to no overspray. I didn't really get any trash in the hood. Very little, one spot in the middle, but we'd went over this. This hood's all to hell. I'm gonna leave it that way till I get a new hood this spring. I've been looking either a Cobra R or maybe a 3-inch Cal hood. If you go any more than 3 inches, state police here, even though it is an antique, will still have their measuring tapes out and go to measuring if we decide to take it out somewhere. But anyway, we're gonna buff this thing out. I'll video a little bit, but walk around the car. You guys remember the big chip? It's gone. That whole panel's buffed to match back in. Color I had matched, which, you know, black is black. Already dirty again. I've been sitting 2 days, but we'll just wipe it down as we buff. This side's not near as bad, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a machine polish on it, and I may video a little bit of throwing some wax on it. But as far as this hood, I'll probably take a clay bar to it to get the rest of the trash out of it, and that'll be it. But I know the fella said he'd done body work for 5 or 6 years. Man, I'm 43, over 43. Started piddling with this stuff when I was like 16, so it ain't my first rodeo on it. I ain't never done it professionally, never will. Although I did mechanic professionally for quite some while. Never do that again either. It is what it is. But what we're using, good old Harbor Freight Orbital. Had that a long time. Nothing wrong with it, works great. Got some Harbor Freight microfiber cloths, and I really like this stuff. Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. And I've got 2 or 3 different kinds of wax here we'll use on it later. This one's pretty old. I'll probably use it up. I've been using it when I polish exhaust ports. It ain't real abrasive, but it's a good cleaner wax. Hopefully by the end of this video we got her looking pretty sharp again. She is dull. And guys, just so you know, you are removing paint when you're doing this. It's just at a microscopic level. That's why the buffing pads turning black. I think about anybody can see the difference we're making there. Doesn't take a lot. This stuff ain't rocket science. Anyone can do it, guys. Okay guys, you get the idea. This ain't been polished. It's been polished. Still pretty daggone slick for the paint to have been on there as long as it has, and to have set out in the weather as long as it has. We'll see. I'm not gonna video doing the whole damn car because this video would take forever. What I will do is when I get to the part where we're going to wax the car, I'll bring you back and just show you me waxing the roof of the car, I guess. Well guys, I'm sure this camera is picking up what I've done, what I ain't. I've got the passenger side of the car done, the deck lid done, spoiler done. Like this fender, this door, and both of the bumpers, which suck to do, but I mean a lot of real estate there on the bumpers anyway. But then we'll be ready to start laying a good coat of wax on this thing. Alright guys, the whole car is polished. It turned out a lot better than I thought. I was kind of worried before I started. I was like, is it just going to turn white or is it going to rub out? It don't look half bad. The only thing I really done with the hood, and again, that's just an epoxy primer. It's got like a satin or a matte finish, you would call it. Headlights rubbed out, look real good, all the emblems. And again, this old hood's all the hell's the reason I left it that way. The matte finish kind of hides imperfections. When you've got black and it's that shiny, shit's got to kind of be on point. This turned out a lot better than I thought it would. It's a little different shade of black, but this camera you probably really ain't seeing it anyway. But next step in this process, nothing spectacular. This damn bottle of wax, probably 4 years old or older. I got the tip cleaned up or cleaned out, and it all shook up well, ready to start waxing. Well guys, looking pretty sharp. I'm about detailed out today. The matte finish on the hood will kind of have to grow on me a little, but like I said earlier, I'm going to change. Like I said earlier, we are going to change the hood this spring. I'd say the old car rubbed out pretty nice. I don't know how well this GoPro's picking it up, but it ain't half-ass bad. And I know it's hard to get a video of something like this in the sunlight, but and again, this car was painted right there. It wasn't in no fancy shop or anything. My oldest daughter come out and said, "Dad, did you repaint the car?" I like these laughs, say no. But it turned out pretty good. Time consuming. It's got to be patient with this stuff. So I didn't video the whole process, and I hope at the beginning of it didn't sound like I was being a dick toward the dude, but I didn't post a video asking for help. I was just making a little short showing we spray a little material. It is what it is. You know, there's a lot of body men out there would laugh at what I'm doing, but I could really care less. Or then again, they may not. Again, down right here in this dirty shop, ain't got nothing fancy. $100 spray gun. Actually, the one I was shooting that primer with was it's like 50 bucks on eBay. I don't even remember the brand of it or who I got it from, but it's like 6 or 7 years ago. TCP Global, I think. I bought their clear coat gun too, and if you've got a good enough compressor, which is a lot of it, that'll put out enough volume, that gun lays paint like glass, or clear coat like glass. Well, it turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? Anyway, the few of you that chose to watch this, I know it's not real popular in the saw community, but just what I've got going on. Anyway, y'all have a good one.